Who's Coastal Carolina University's first foreign exchange student? Want to know? Gotta watch this morning's Carolina People, coming up next. Good morning. Welcome to Carolina People. This morning we're at the Myrtle Beach Herald. We're focused on the first foreign exchange student at Coastal Carolina College, Santi Jimongkonkul. Good morning, Santi. Thanks so much for coming in.
Good morning, sir.
I guess so few people know you as Santi. Everyone knows you as Santino, right?
Yes, sir.
It's incredible to think about, and obviously to get you in the first opportunity. You've been in the States now more than 25 years.
Yes, about 20, almost close to 27 years now.
That is incredible. That is incredible. Real quick about yourself, where are you from originally?
I'm originally come from Thailand, and I came from a small town close to Bangkok, and I was raised there until I was 19 years old.
Okay.
Before I came to America.
So you were raised in a small town. Did you attend school and everything in that same small town?
I did, and I went to school until the 4th grade, and had to move to another town to go to finish the 7th grade. And after that, I had to go to school in Bangkok, and I went to one of the best high school there.
Really? What was the name of the small town you grew up in?
Nakhon Pathom.
Do you still have family there?
Yes, I do. All my mom and dad and my brother and sister still there.
They're all still living and they're all there?
Yes.
Do any of them come over to visit you?
My brothers and my sister came to visit me a couple years ago, you know.
Have your parents ever been?
No, they never did. And
you've been here almost 27 years. Your parents have never visited you?
No.
Wow.
Because they're afraid of airplanes.
They're afraid of airplanes. Well, that's a good reason not to come. Could they take a boat?
They'll take 3 months, so they don't want to be.
It'll take a long time. Yeah. In a cruise ship. Well, that may be a nice present for them to get them on a cruise for time. Now, do you get back there at all?
Oh, I just got back from visiting my parents because just got back about 2 weeks ago.
Is that right? What's the native language of Thailand?
Thai, and that's our native language.
Okay.
And, we don't speak much English in Thailand.
Yeah, I was about to say now, are you able to keep up your Thai?
Yes, no problem at all. It seems like I just keep, speak. That's just like
Seems like you never left Thailand.
That's
right.
Wow.
Now, do you take of course, you said before we started taping or filming that you've got 4 kids here and that you and your wife have been married since '81. Do your wife and kids go back with you as well, or do you just go solo?
The kids still young, so I didn't have a chance to take them with me, but my son has been with me to Thailand.
Your 20-year-old?
Yes.
He has been? Yes, does he speak Thai?
No, not at all.
Not at all. So y'all don't speak Thai around the house?
No, it's all in English.
Is that right? That is fascinating. That is fascinating. Talk about that experience of growing up in a small town but attending school in Bangkok. That's a big city, isn't it?
Yes, it's about 10 million people in Bangkok, and the reason I went to school in Bangkok because I always tried to better educate myself. So I was the only one in my whole town that go to college.
Really?
And it's very difficult to attend a college in Thailand because back 20-some years ago, there's very limited space for the student. If you are not top 5% of the student, you are not allowed to go to college. So you have to drop out. So I always determined to get a college education. So I did go to the best school in Bangkok, and I did get accepted to the university in Thailand.
So you were accepted to the university in Thailand, but ended up at Coastal Carolina College. Well, we're going to have to go through that in a second. But did you say the top 25% have to drop out? I mean, unless you're in the top 25%, you got to drop out?
No, you have to be a top 5% back 25 years ago.
Is that you had to be in the top 5% to get into college?
Yeah, back then.
Wow. What's it like now?
Now it's a little bit more open, but still quite difficult compared with the States. So, yeah, you probably it's about 50% can go into the university now. But
Is there anything like technical colleges or community colleges in Thailand? I mean, you said more open. Is there more opportunity?
Yes, then more technical colleges and private colleges now that the student can go to attend the colleges.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Share with the viewers how you found out about Coastal Carolina College, or how the college found out about you.
It was really interesting because back when I was a freshman at the university in Bangkok,
right,
and I was a tour guide to try to earn some money to, to go to college. And I have met one of the professors at Coastal Carolina University.
Really?
And he was staying in a hotel, and very expensive one. And he wanted to stay longer in Thailand. And I found him a place that, he can stay cheap. So
right,
he had an opportunity to stay in Thailand longer. So we spent about 3 months,
getting to know each other.
Get to know each other and show him around about the Thai culture and, the area in Thailand, and he really enjoying it. And plus, he didn't have to pay a lot of money to stay in Thailand.
Right.
So after he left, we have, contact each other and correspondence for like a year. And he invited me to come to Coastal Carolina.
As a student?
As a student. So I decided to,
take him up on
take that offer.
How did your family accept that? They must have freaked out.
They were very pessimistic.
Skeptical.
And, really don't really want me to leave the country because I was only 19 years old.
Yeah.
And of course, it's totally different world from Thailand. I didn't speak much English back when I was 19 years old.
Sure.
I was only take the English language when I was in high school. So the language is very limited. But because of I was very ambitious to see the world and have an opportunity to go abroad and study in America. So I decided to leave the country.
You said you were the only one in your town that actually went to college.
Yes.
Who went to school in Bangkok. Mm-hmm. You're obviously the only one in the town who left the country to come to the U.S. That's insane. It's incredible.
That was a big challenge, and it's take a lot of effort to leave the country.
Have your folks been more understanding now? Do they see that you're doing well? They're happy that you're in the States, or do they still say, "I wish he'd never left"?
They understand it because I was doing well in America, and they really, happy for me.
Right.
But of course, parents, you always miss the child that left.
Yeah.
And they always felt that they never have chance to see much like if I were in the country.
Yeah, sure. How many brothers and sisters do you have, Santi?
I have a big family. I have 3 brothers and 3 sisters.
There's 7 of y'all.
Yes.
7 kids. Your parents had 7 children. Wow. And you're the only one who left the country?
Yes, sir.
Boy, like the prodigal son. Yeah, no, I'm kidding. I'm sorry. That's very exciting. But that's great that you've been able to take your son back. Has your wife gone back with you?
Yeah, we would try to go back, but with the kid in school, it's always difficult.
Mm-hmm.
But then, she didn't like the kid to leave when they were young still.
Sure. Where were you all married? Where, physically? In Conway or in...
Believe it or not, in Lower, South Carolina.
Oh, come on, in
Yeah,
Loris?
Because she's from Tabor City.
She's from Tabor City? Your wife's from Tabor City?
Yes, sir.
Do they speak Thai in Tabor City?
No, not at all. Tabor City, North Carolina. So
Oh, yeah. Not Tabor City, Thailand.
No, Tabor City, North Carolina.
Oh, my God. That's incredible. How did y'all meet?
Oh, I met her on campus at Coastal Carolina when I came.
She was a student?
She was going to technical school next door to Coastal Carolina.
Or Georgetown.
She's came by at the bookstore, and I met her, and then, we said, know each other.
Yeah, what was that like dating, if you don't mind me asking, early on? This would have been in the late 70s with kind of, you said you had broken English then. I mean, what was that like? How were you able to communicate with your now wife?
Oh, it's not easy, but she's just a friendly person. I was a friendly guy, and then, but we didn't really date too long because I have a commitment for my education. So after a few months, and I mentioned to her that I don't have,
Don't have time today.
because have a lot of study,
Wow,
And, my
yeah.
mission was education.
Yeah.
And I kind of mentioned that if she really wants to see me again when I graduate, maybe she can
Wait a few years. Oh my God, that's incredible! I've never heard a story like that.
And then after I graduated, she wrote me a letter, and we get together again, and we got married after that.
That's incredible. That's right. Now you came to Coastal in '77. What year were you graduated?
1980s.
1980, and then you and your wife married in '81.
Yes,
That's incredible.
So because I want to have a diploma before I have a family.
A family, of course. What a great story. What a great story. That's so exciting. And of course, to think, not long after college, you had an opportunity. Now, did you work while you attended school? What was it like as the first foreign exchange student at Coastal? They didn't really know what to do. You were kind of a guinea pig. Not really. But it was first for them.
It's a special program because the professor that met me in Thailand established this international student program. It was the first program that for the foreign student at Coastal Carolina in 1977. And actually, the scholarship that the Coastal Carolina offered me was the fund that they give me the free, instead of outstate, it was a in-state tuition. They give me like 50% off.
Sure.
Instead you have to pay outstate tuition. You just pay interstate.
In-state, sure.
But they didn't really have no money for me to pay for the in-state. So I have to raise that fund for myself when I was going to Costa.
You worked at the bookstore. What else did you do?
No, I have to go raise funds from the communities.
Oh, really?
To put for my scholarship. So every week and every weekend that I have time, it was my obligation that I have to go to the civic clubs, Rotary Club, or churches to tell about how I get over here.
Yeah.
And when the people, listen about my story, they decide to sponsor for my scholarship. So that's when I get my tuition paid by me raising the fund in the communities.
Well, now, you've got good English now, but can you imagine, think back to yourself, back to 1977, 27 years ago, your English was probably pretty rough. How were you able to communicate with the key club or the different community groups you went to speak to? Do your eyes really tell a lot?
Well, I usually have to memorize a lot of things I want to say.
Key words, yeah.
And I have, to kind of, let people ask me questions. Right. So this way I can speak. And I can speak, but they're not too good. But I always practice before I go.
It's a lot better being asked questions. That's right, instead of trying to talk for a long period of time.
That's right. And then, but I also work on a work-study program at Coastal Carolina. And I was handled a printing shop for Coastal.
Wow.
And also work in the studios, video, audio production. Mm-hmm. And then that's when I get the pocket money to spend.
Great. Video and audio production. Did you ever think of getting into television work?
No, sir.
Well, we're here today. That's right. It's a Wednesday. That's exciting. Well, of course, you think about it. I think I'm reading a little article that was done on you at Coastal Carolina University. There had been a piece that was very interesting, good language, where it said not only does your work affect your income, but also everyone around you. You got into a business later on and opened your first Santino's Pizza. What year was that?
I started my restaurant in 1985.
Okay,
and,
so 5 years after college.
Yes, sir. And I was working in a pizza restaurant part-time while I was working at AVX full-time as an engineering technician. Mm-hmm. So, but like I said, back in 1985, I was working for my boss man, so I decided to buy into restaurant business. Mm-hmm. And then 2 years later, I expand to a second one, start Santino Pizza.
Wow.
Out there behind Coastal Carolina.
Very close to Coastal, on 544.
Yes, sir.
That's great. So you were working at AVX. Was it owned by Kyocera back then?
No.
Not yet.
AVX
right. It was AVX then. Well, of course, working there from 80 to 85 and working at this pizza place on the side. It wasn't Santino's though, was it?
No, back then was Saucasy Pizza.
Okay.
Because it's right behind the Air Force Base.
Right.
And that was my first restaurant. But I have that restaurant for like approximately 10 years. But after second years, I start my Santino's like there on 544.
Is Saucasy Pizza still around?
I think they closed down about a year ago.
Okay, okay. But you started Santino's there on 544. You've expanded quite a bit, though.
Yeah, I have been expand to Lowe's, Anna, Johnsonville, and 4th Avenue and Homewood areas.
Wow.
Just locally.
Yeah, all stayed in a kind of very close proximity. You said Aner, Loris, you've got 544, Homewood, Johnsonville, and one other?
And on
4th Avenue. Is that in Conway?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, I don't know the whole county very well. Of course, most of our viewers are in the PD and southeastern North Carolina, so some of them know the store in Johnsonville.
Yes.
Where's that in Johnsonville?
Just like that in downtown.
In downtown.
The red light, corner there.
Now, do you get into the restaurants? Are you in there on a regular basis? Are you in there flipping pizzas?
Yes, I still work in a restaurant almost every day.
Yeah.
And especially on weekend, I usually put about 10 or 15 hours a day.
Wow. Oh, a day? Oh, come on.
So because I have to be there and to work in one of my locations, I usually look, fly around, check, but I usually stay in one place. I spend a lot of time in Lowe's.
In Loris. You like Loris? Do you live in Loris?
I live in Conway, but Lowe's is one of the best stores we have.
Really?
Busy place.
Why is it so busy? Loris, little Loris. You mean like Loris, South Carolina?
Well, it's like I said, it's a small town, but people love us there, and a lot of surrounding areas come to town.
Yeah.
And we have the best business in the whole chain.
Oh, I used to date a woman in Loris and would go over there and see her all the time. And of course, Loris, it's a 45-minute drive for me, but it was worth it. Loris is great. Love walking through downtown there.
Lowe's is one of the nicest small town in the areas.
Yeah.
I fall in love with Lowe's, and of course that's where I got married over there.
You were married in Loris, so even better. That's
now
right.
I'm married to my pizza place in Lowe's.
Oh my God! Well, you got to stay married to all of them. What's that like having 6 different locations to go to, Santi? I mean, I know you said you own 3 of them outright, and then you've let someone else use your name at 3 of them, which is very important. But you still feel an attachment to all 6 of them.
Yes, I do like my business, but because of the opportunity, not just for me, but for my families, and also the people who work for us, and the people who have chance to start their own business based on our concepts. And we are not a big outfit or national franchise, but we are small, or we one of the biggest in this area for Horry County.
Right.
So
Sure.
I felt good that I start something that be able to provide a job for the communities and give back for what this community have gave to me. And I really, really enjoy seeing all my customers.
I saw in that article about you from Coastal, it said for Santi, getting started in this business wasn't a piece of cake, but those keywords, success takes at least 10 to 15 years of hard work and effort. What do you mean by that? I mean, why didn't it just happen right when you opened the store? Why weren't you just making money then?
Well, you can make money, but like anything else, if you don't put a lot of effort into it, the business is not going to work, and it cannot get prosperous. You can't make a living. And if you really, really put effort in the business is going to grow, your income going to grow, and the opportunity going to come. But own a small business, it to me quite difficult, and it's not for everybody because it's a hard effort. 8 hours a day, to me, not possible in my business. In a restaurant business, you almost have to work 10 to 15 hours a day. And because there's all kind of things that can happen when you run the restaurant business.
Oh, yeah. Next door to our studio here is Divine Dining's corporate headquarters. They've got 23 restaurants here now on the Strand, up and down the Strand. And those folks work incredible hours all the time. That Ultimate California Pizza, they're going nonstop.
Yes, sir.
It is incredible. You're right. The restaurant business is not a 9-to-5 job.
That's right, But it have to be somebody who really like it, and then, and to make it work.
You love to work.
Yeah, I do.
You love to please your customers.
That's right. Customer come first for me, and I like to see them happy, have good quality foods and products, and happy with my people, you know.
Oh, yeah. You know, Harold Swanner is coming in, who's a good friend of yours, who's coming in later this week. I was with him last week. Actually, we were having pizza somewhere else, I'm sorry to say, or I was having pizza. He watched me eat. You know, he said one really important thing about that aspect of serving customers, just working hard to make sure that they get more than they even expect they'll get. Do you work with that same motto with your customers?
Yes, sir, because I always give the best service for my customer, and make sure the quality is the number one.
Quality is number one. How are you able to do that, you know, when you can't be in there all the time? How do you train your staff to make sure that they have that same motto? How do you how do you instill that in them?
I spend a lot of effort try to train them and give them to be proud what they're doing. And it's not easy, but you have to kind of put a lot of effort to let them, you know, doing a good job when they, you know, cooking their food.
Obviously a critical issue, and one that, you know, I know caused a lot of pain to even think about for you. One of your good friends who was killed in a terrible shooting of Officer Gerald, who was a long friend of yours, but I know you had an intimate part to do with helping a young woman right after that, and received a lot of thanks from others, not only law enforcement, but so many in the area, when Boyd Meekins was trying to get his girlfriend and, of course, killed, I believe, Officer Gerald. Can you share with the viewers a little about that experience? I know you've talked to a lot of reporters about it, and your family and so many others in saving that woman's life, really.
It was December 29, 2001, and I was on the way to one of my restaurants in Laos. So there was an incident that there's something wrong on the highway. So I felt that something happening. And when I was stopped like in the middle of the highway, I saw a young lady rush to my truck, and she told me that her ex-boyfriend had shot one of the officers, and begged me to let her get into my truck. And after I found out there was an incident, so I decided to unlock my truck and let her go into my truck. So and we just took her to the police station. But during the incident, her ex-boyfriend was chasing us and started shooting us on the way to the police station.
He was shooting at you?
He was shot about approximately 2 miles with non-stop shooting.
You're kidding?
And
what kind of gun? I mean, you know, how?
I think he have 45 millimeters, and he just, you know, shot and killed a police officer, you know, Officer Gerald.
He killed Officer Gerald, I know, at the scene, and then he chased you all. Now, I mean, I guess your adrenaline's floating so much. I mean, with someone in the car and you're flying off and he's chasing after you, you don't even think about getting killed. I mean, where were you going? Where were you driving to?
Oh, we just, we were driving to the police station.
In Loris?
Over 90, 100 miles an hour. And
in your truck?
And he was just chasing and keep shooting us at in high-speed chase.
Wow.
And it's just a very dramatic incident, you know, that happened in my life. And because I thought we were going to be killed, you know, killed that day. And the fact that he was really under some kind of influence, something, and then
drugs or something. Sure,
we have no idea, but he was prepared to, you know, to kill his ex-girlfriend that night. Luckily, that I was there at the moment to rescue her, because there's few others, you know, cars pass by, they not want to get involved and just ran away. But I just felt that I have to do something to save her.
You saved her life, yeah. That's incredible. That is incredible. You think of that aspect of being in an incident like that. You wonder what you do, and obviously a lot of people wouldn't let her in their car, and you did. That's very powerful.
Thank you.
Did you make it to the police station? You got to the Loris police station? Did he drop off, or when did he stop following?
After he chased us about 2 miles, and he ran out of bullets.
He ran out of bullets?
Yeah, he probably shot us approximately 40 to 50 bullets, you know.
Wow.
And he slammed into our truck, the one that I was driving.
He hit you?
Hit you 3 or 4 times, just tried to really force me out into the ditch, but
Off the road.
he couldn't do it. So he just passed by us and turned back and was going to play chicken with me, but he could never did it. So he left the scene.
Wow, Santi.
And then after that, 24 hours later, he was arrested.
Right. We've run out of time. We hope to get you back another time. Thank you so much for being with us and obviously coming to the States in '77 and staying here and continuing to keep your businesses going and obviously doing very well.
Thank you, Kerry.
Very definitely. Stay here a second, please. Stay tuned to more Carolina People with Santi Jimongkonkul coming up next. He said it off camera, time flies. You know, you think 27 years ago, arriving in the States from Thailand, not coming over from Texas or coming in from South Dakota, coming in from Thailand, another language. Parents and 6 brothers and sisters back in Thailand, a long way from home. You heard him say it. His parents haven't been here because it's a 3-month boat trip. 3 months on a cruise line. It's an incredible commitment, being here, making a difference. It's not all about money. It's making a difference in the community, stepping out, continuing to do that, traveling from Conway to Loris to Johnsonville to Homewood community, obviously to 4th Avenue and over to Aner. It's making a difference in the community. You heard him say it doesn't happen overnight. It doesn't happen in 2 years. It happens in 10 to 15 years of hard work on a constant basis and focused on quality and quality improvement. It's not all about the mighty dollar. Santi Jimongkonkul, thanks for making that commitment.